It is no secret that Jason Aldean and his wife Brittany have been very publicly outspoken when it comes to their political alignment with Donald Trump, as well as their political and conservative ideologies, morals, and beliefs. And over the past couple of years, we have seen the Aldeans make headlines and get circulated through the media, not necessarily on their own terms, but when it came from other artists doing interviews, speaking out against the Aldeans and these beliefs, just as much as the media covering their previous statements and comments when it came to their political stances or ideologies, beliefs, etc., things of that nature. But what's interesting about all that we have heard and seen covered in the media about the Aldeans and their beliefs is that no one has had an interaction face-to-face with the Aldeans. It has just been something that has been covered while in an interview or throughout the media process, and the Aldeans are addressing that. They addressed it yesterday in a question and answer that Jason Aldean put up on his Instagram stories, where they were asked if they ever had any backlash from any other country artist about their alignment with Donald Trump, as well as how do they handle trolls. And as they always do, Jason and his wife had a very professional and respectful response to both of these questions. And just before we get to Jason and Brittany's response, let's give a quick recap of what's kind of went down over the last couple of years. First, we'll take you back to an interview that Jason Aldean did with Odyssey's Rob and Holly, where he talked about how being a conservative in this business really seemed to be something that the industry struggled with. He told them, "I think people know where I stand politically. I'm not a guy that's just going to go out there and start trying to stir the pot just to stir the pot. If there's something I want to say, something I feel like I want to address, then I'll do it." At some point, it's gotten to where if you're a conservative in this business, you're not allowed to speak. Trust me, I have a lot of friends in this business that think the way I think, and a lot of them are really scared to stand up and say anything for fear of backlash or whatever the case may be. To me, it's hard to go lay my head down at night with a clear conscience, feeling like I'm a coward for not saying the things that I want to say or I feel like need to be said. Now, here is a part of that interview where Jason Aldean, what he says is it's said beautifully, because we should be at a point where it's okay to agree to disagree. He adds, "Let the chips fall where they may. People are going to have their opinion about whatever I say or think, and that's completely fine. You don't have to agree with me. I don't expect everybody to agree with me, but I also have a voice and an opinion just like everybody else, and there's times when I feel like I don't have a choice but to speak up or say something, because I feel like nobody else in the industry, or not a lot of people in our industry, do that for fear, and I feel like somebody has got to be that guy. And if it's me, then that's fine." Jason Aldean has very much became a spokesperson for the conservative crowd within country music. He's even posted this, that he's unapologetic about his morals and his beliefs. There was an Instagram post that he did right here where he writes, "I will never apologize for my beliefs or my love for my family and country. This is the greatest country in the world, and I want to keep it that way." Again, that statement rings very true for Jason Aldean. He is not one to hide from his political stance and alignment and morals and beliefs. Just last year at New Year's, he shared this photo that you see here with him and his wife with Donald Trump. The caption says, "Well, this New Year's was the best of all time. I got to spend a couple of days with the GOAT. This man is unbelievable, and I wish you all could see what he does behind the scenes." And during this trip, Jason Aldean and Donald Trump spent one-on-one time out at the golf course. Jason Aldean continued to show his support publicly by sharing a photo of him and Donald together. He also shared a little quick clip video of him and Donald playing golf. So for as much talk and conversation or controversy that we have seen online, even with Jason Aldean's latest single, Try That in a Small Town, as he stated previously, we showed you earlier, he's unapologetic. Him and his wife, Brittany, continue to be very public and outspoken about their political alignments, their stances, their morals and beliefs, and they have really built a fan base and a crowd that has appreciated that in country music. Now we're going to talk more about a controversy that really went viral when it directly involved Jason's wife, Brittany. As you can see here, she shared this video to her Instagram a couple years back. She wrote, "I'd really like to thank my parents for not changing my gender when I went through my tomboy phase. I love this girly life." Now, after Brittany Aldean made that post, other artists responded back to her caption, where Cassidy Cassie Pope was one of them, where she wrote on her X account, "You'd think celebs with beauty brands would see the positives in including LGBTQ plus people in their messaging, but instead, here we are, hearing someone compare their tomboy phase to someone wanting to transition. Real nice." Maren Morris then chimed in, where she wrote back to Cassidy, "It's so easy to like not be a scumbag human. Sell your clip-ins and zip it, insurrection Barbie." Morris's comments seemed to ignite the feud with the Aldeans, but again, Jason spoke to the LA Times in a later interview after this had been going back and forth for some time. And again, he spoke about how Morris was someone he had never met, never spoke to, and she was coming at them. As you can see here from the LA Times, he was asked, "You played a show at Nashville's Bridgestone Arena amid the Maren Morris drama, where you joked that she was going to join you on stage, which led the audience to boo. What was that like for you up there?" Jason responded and said, "The stuff with her is so far off my radar at this point. I never talked to her for more than probably 10 seconds, so I don't really have an opinion about her. The only thing I knew was that she was coming after my wife in the media. Obviously, her and I are on completely different ends of the spectrum as far as our beliefs, but I don't know her at all truly. That's what's so weird for me. This chick's coming after us, and I've never even talked to her before. Yet she claimed to know so much about me and my wife." Which this leads us into what we're going to share with you today, because again, Jason addresses this in a question and answer just yesterday, where he was asked if any backlash has came his way about his political alignment with Trump, his beliefs, and he addresses the fact that none of this has been brought to his attention face to face, but it's only been something that has been said or stated or circulated throughout the media, and that no one has reached out to try to have a discussion and an adult discussion with him. So let's get right to it. Here is what Jason had to say about if backlash had been brought his way over his support for Donald Trump by other country artists. Here it is.
Have we received backlash from other country artists who aren't Trump fans? Not to my face, not to our face. You know, these days everybody likes to handle their business in the media. So, you know, you got people that take some swipes in the media, and that's all fine and good, but I mean, I've never had anybody come up and say anything to you.
No.
Feel free.
And following that up, they were asked how they handle trolls, and this is what Jason and Brittany had to say to that. Here it is.
All right, babe, how do we deal with trolls? I just kind of ignore them. They are so irrelevant to me and my life, my business. It does not bother me. If somebody's not a fan of mine, they're never going to be a fan. They were probably never a fan to begin with.
Yeah.
And they just like to hate and not like a person. And that's completely fine. I'm not stupid. I'm thinking that everybody's going to like me or my music or us, what we stand for. So if you like it, cool. And if you don't, that's cool too.
I love a good block and delete and just keep it moving.
Oh, they're definitely getting blocked.
Because I don't like the negativity on my page. So if you just follow me just to say things like that are unnecessary, then I'm just going to block you and delete you, and then we're moving on.
Yeah, same.
It really does still amaze me how much negativity is online. And when you get to that level in which Jason is in his career and in his life, just as much as Brittany is, you know, there's a lot of folks that will come in and say negative and hurtful things, and to ignore them is the best thing to do. But the biggest challenge that Jason is willing to confront is that if you disagree, it's okay to disagree. We need to get back to a point where it's okay to agree to disagree. And I think that's been lost a little bit. But Jason and Brittany handled those questions again very well, with class, respect, professionalism, as they always do. But of course, guys, we would love to know y'all's thoughts on this down below in the comments. Remember, the Highway Desperado tour is about to kick off. Jason is going to be hitting the road soon, so make sure you go to his website, check out the cities that he's coming to. If there's one near you, go see him. If you haven't seen him live for whatever reason as of yet, you need to, because the dude's absolutely electric. But again, let us know y'all's thoughts on this down below in the comments. That will be all for today's video. Hit the subscribe button below if you like what you see here, so you never miss out on any breaking updates and news surrounding your favorite country artist, and all the news coming right out of Nashville.